Hello, future engineers and scientists. Welcome to an exciting journey into the world of organic chemistry. Today, we are diving deep into the oxidation of aldehydes and ketones, a fundamental topic for G Advanced. We'll start with the basics, then move through medium, hard, and finally, the hardest levels, uncovering mechanisms, reagents, and real-world applications. Get ready to transform your understanding. Let's kick things off with the easy level, understanding the core differences in how aldehydes and ketones react to oxidation. It's simpler than you might think. Oxidation, at its heart, is about gaining oxygen or losing hydrogen. For aldehydes and ketones, this means changes around the carbonyl group. Aldehydes are special because they have a hydrogen atom directly attached to the carbonyl carbon, making them super easy to oxidize. They readily transform into carboxylic acids, keeping their carbon skeleton intact. Think of acetaldehyde becoming acetic acid. Ketones, on the other hand, don't have this easily removable hydrogen. They're more stubborn and require much harsher conditions for oxidation, which often leads to breaking their carbon-carbon bonds. This fundamental difference is key to everything we'll learn. This difference in reactivity allows us to use mild oxidizing agents as distinguishing tests. Take Tollens reagent, for instance. It's an ammoniacal silver nitrate solution. Aldehydes reduce the silver ions to metallic silver, creating a shiny, silver mirror on the test tube, while ketones remain unreactive. Similarly, Fehling's solution, an alkaline copper, 2-tartrate complex, turns from blue to a brick red precipitate of cuprous oxide when an aldehyde is present. These reactions are not just tests, they're simple, elegant examples of aldehyde oxidation in action, yielding a carboxylate ion. Now, it's your turn to test your foundational knowledge. Here are 3 practice questions. Take a moment to think about them, apply what we've just learned, and see if you can predict the outcomes or explain the observations. Good luck! Ready to go a bit deeper? In the medium level, we'll explore different types of oxidizing agents and the specific conditions that dictate their reactions. Aldehydes are quite versatile. They undergo oxidation not only with mild agents like Tollens and Fehling's but also with strong oxidizing agents such as acidified potassium permanganate or dichromate, and even nitric acid. Regardless of the strength of the oxidant, aldehydes consistently yield carboxylic acids with the same number of carbon atoms. This makes aldehyde oxidation a reliable method for synthesizing carboxylic acids. For example, benzaldehyde can be converted to benzoic acid using hot K-amino. The choice of reagent often depends on the presence of other functional groups in the molecule that might be sensitive to strong oxidation. Ketones, as we discussed, are much more resistant. Their oxidation requires vigorous conditions, including strong oxidizing agents and high temperatures. Under these harsh conditions, the carbon-carbon bonds adjacent to the carbonyl group are cleaved. This destructive oxidation results in a mixture of carboxylic acids, each having fewer carbon atoms than the original ketone. This is a significant difference from aldehydes, where the carbon skeleton remains intact. This process is less synthetically useful for precise transformations due to the mixture of products, but understanding it is crucial for predicting outcomes. When it comes to asymmetric ketones, where the alkyl groups on either side of the carbonyl are different, the C-to-C bond cleavage isn't random. Popoff's rule provides a guideline. The carbonyl group preferentially stays with the smaller alkyl group. For example, if you oxidize pentane to -1, the bond between the carbonyl carbon and the longer alkyl chain, propyl group, is preferentially broken, leading to acetic acid and butanoic acid as major products. This rule helps us predict the dominant products in such vigorous oxidation scenarios, though minor products from other cleavages can also form. Time to apply your understanding of different oxidizing agents and Popoff's rule. Here are 5 practice questions that challenge you to predict products, distinguish compounds, and arrange reactivity. Work through them carefully, paying attention to the reagents and conditions specified. Now, let's step up to the hard level, where we'll dissect the underlying mechanisms and explore more sophisticated reactions, essential for G advanced. The fundamental difference in reactivity between aldehydes and ketones stems from their structure. Aldehydes have that crucial CH bond on the carbonyl carbon, which is relatively weak and easily oxidized, often through a hydrate intermediate in aqueous solutions. They readily donate electrons, acting as reducing agents. Ketones, lacking this CH bond, must first undergo enolization, forming an enol before an oxidizing agent can attack. This initial step requires higher activation energy, making them much less reactive. Understanding these mechanistic differences is key to predicting their behavior under various conditions and selecting appropriate reagents for synthesis. Let's dive into the mechanisms of the mild oxidation tests. In Toland's test, the aldehyde first forms a hydrate in water. This hydrate is then oxidized by the diaminosilver I complex, reducing Ag I to metallic Ag0, which plates out as a silver mirror. Simultaneously, the aldehyde is oxidized to a carboxylate ion. Fehling's test follows a similar path. The aldehyde hydrate reduces the blue copper ions complexed with tartrate to insoluble red cuprous oxide, CuO. Both are two-electron oxidation processes for the aldehyde, providing clear visual indicators of its presence. Beyond destructive cleavage, ketones can undergo a highly selective transformation called Baeyer-Villiger oxidation. This reaction uses peroxy acids, like MCPBA, to insert an oxygen atom directly into a carbon-carbon bond adjacent to the carbonyl group, converting a ketone into an ester. The mechanism involves a fascinating rearrangement where an alkyl or aryl group migrates to the oxygen of the peroxy acid, expelling a carboxylate. The key here is migratory aptitude. The group that migrates most readily is typically the one that can best stabilize a positive charge, following an order like tertiary alkyl being superior to methyl. This reaction is incredibly useful for synthesizing esters and lactones. It's time for some challenging problems. These 7 questions will test your understanding of mechanisms, migratory aptitudes, and synthetic applications. Think critically about multi-step reactions and how different reagents achieve specific transformations. This is where your G preparation truly shines. Welcome to the hardest level, the ultimate test of your knowledge in aldehyde and ketone oxidation. Here, we'll tackle advanced reagents, intricate mechanisms, and real-world implications, pushing your understanding to competitive depths. Beyond the common oxidants, specialized reagents offer exquisite control. Jones reagent, a strong chromium-6 oxidant, rapidly converts aldehydes to carboxylic acids. PCC and PDC are milder, anhydrous chromium reagents, often used to stop at the aldehyde stage when oxidizing primary alcohols, but can oxidize aldehydes to acids if water is present. Then there's selenium dioxide, SeO, a unique reagent that specifically oxidizes alpha-methylene or alpha-methene groups of aldehydes and ketones to form alpha-decarbonyl compounds. Understanding the nuances of these reagents is crucial for selective synthesis in complex organic molecules. Let's delve deeper into the Baeyer-Villiger oxidation. The mechanism starts with the protonation of the ketone's carbonyl, followed by nucleophilic attack by the peroxy acid, forming a tetrahedral intermediate. The crucial step is a rearrangement where an alkyl or aryl group migrates to the peroxy oxygen, pushing out the carboxylate leaving group. The migratory aptitude, the ease with which a group moves, is critical and follows the order: tertiary alkyl, secondary alkyl, approximately equal to phenyl, primary alkyl, methyl. This is because the migrating group needs to stabilize a partial positive charge in the transition state. This reaction is a powerful tool for constructing esters and lactones. While Popoff's rule provides a general guideline for ketone cleavage, the reality can be more complex. Factors like steric hindrance, electronic effects of substituents, and specific reaction conditions whether acidic or basic can all influence the regioselectivity of C to C bond cleavage in asymmetric ketones, leading to different product mixtures. Furthermore, selenium dioxide, SeO, offers a fascinating, highly specific oxidation. It targets the carbon atom directly adjacent to the carbonyl group, provided it has hydrogen atoms, converting it into another carbonyl group. This reaction, typically involving an enol intermediate and A2,3 sigmatropic rearrangement, is invaluable for synthesizing alpha-decarbonyl compounds, which are key building blocks in many advanced syntheses. Oxidation reactions of aldehydes and ketones are not just academic exercises, they are cornerstones of industrial chemistry. Consider the massive-scale production of acetic acid, often achieved by oxidizing acetaldehyde, or the synthesis of adipic acid from cyclohexanone, a vital precursor for nylon 6,6. These processes increasingly incorporate principles of green chemistry, striving for more environmentally benign approaches. This includes using oxygen or hydrogen peroxide as cleaner oxidants, employing heterogeneous catalysts for easier separation, and exploring biocatalysis, which uses enzymes for highly selective and sustainable transformations. This shows how fundamental organic reactions translate into impactful industrial practices. Alright, here are your first 5 toughest questions. These problems demand a comprehensive understanding of mechanisms, synthetic pathways, and the application of advanced reagents. Take your time, draw out structures, and think through each step. This is where you truly solidify your advanced preparation. And here are the final 5 questions to truly challenge your mastery. These problems cover a wide range of concepts, from comparing reagents to designing multi-step synthesis and understanding industrial relevance. Conquer these, and you'll be well on your way to acing your exams. Congratulations on completing this in-depth exploration of aldehyde and ketone oxidation. We've covered everything from basic definitions to advanced mechanisms and industrial applications. To continue your learning journey and access more such high-quality educational content, make sure to visit synapse.omaps.in. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for regular updates and more exciting chemistry lessons. Keep learning, keep exploring, and keep excelling. See you next time.